Hello and welcome back. Let's paint some autumn mist today using the very loose watercolour landscape style. And so in the tradition of loose landscape painting, rather than painting a very detailed landscape, I'm going to be trying for something extra loose, just with the brush stroke and the colour and the value expressing what I want to say. So to start with, I just want to create a very, very simple roadmap to follow in pencil. So I'm just sketching out a tree line. This will keep me on track when I start to paint my loose washes, because then I'll be able to see which areas I need to keep lighter. So I want a bit of a sunset glow behind the tree line. That's going to help me to create my misty effects. And a quick plug for our books, Landscapes in Watercolour, available to purchase from all good bookstores, and now Flowers in Watercolour that might make some really nice gifts for any creative friends. Flowers in Watercolour is available from all good bookstores in the UK and to pre-order elsewhere. I'll leave some links in the description below if you're interested. So let's start painting this beautiful autumn misty scene by wetting the page all over. I'm working on a piece of Canson Moulin de Roy paper. It's cold pressed, 11 inches by 15 inches or 28 by 38 centimetres. It's taped to my board with ordinary decorator's masking tape, and I'm using a large mottler brush, any large wash brush will do, to wet the page all over with clean water. And now I'm putting in my background washes to create these misty evening effects. So I'm going to be putting in raw sienna, cerulean blue, a bit of indigo to deepen the blue, and some light red to enhance the misty autumnal sunset effects. I'm now going to trust to the process and let these background washes soften and diffuse as they dry. But while the page is still damp, I've dipped into a really rich dark value of Payne's Grey, Indigo and Sepia, and using the corner and tips of my flat brush, I'm creating my tree line, keeping it really loose, sweeping some paint across the foreground, trying just to create this really loose effect that will give me the impression of the scene, but hopefully lose a lot of the sort of trees here and there and the foreground in the mist. And then I'll swap to my size 2 quill brush and my palette knife to put in tree trunks and branches, just some subtle mark making to bring the scene together, keeping it nice and loose. Just before things dry, I've swapped to my modeler brush and I'm just putting in a little bit more foreground over here on the right, keeping it quite pale, as you can see, because the washes are drying back really nicely, so I have that sort of misty effect in the foreground and the midground. Just a few extra bits of Payne's Grey and Indigo in the distance, and then dabbing that out with a tissue just across the base so that I can lose that distant tree line in the mist. Just creates a bit more depth and distance. Now I need to leave it to dry completely. And here's the dry painting, and I hope you can see in this slightly better light now that the colours are really beautiful and do really evoke that sense of autumn mist at dusk. Just to bring the painting together, I'm using my rigger brush and my dark mixture of indigo, Payne's Grey and sepia, just to paint in the few hints and impressions of fence posts and fences along the tree line. I'm trying to keep these marks nice and soft. I can use my finger just to smudge any marks that look a little bit hard at the base, because I'm still trying to keep this misty impression, and I want the fence to stand out, but I don't want it to be too defined. It still needs to be in keeping with the rest of the painting. Just a few more fence posts and wires over on this side, and I think I'm just about done. And here's the finished painting, and this is the way the colours look in true light, and I'm really pleased with that subtle sunset glow behind the silhouetted trees. So everything was painted wet in wet to start with, and that's what keeps it really soft and misty, even though we've got these really strongly defined, very loosely painted trees. And the trick is at the end to bring that loose and soft painting together with just a small amount of crisper detail painted wet on dry. And here the fence does that job. It just pulls the painting together whilst keeping this lovely autumnal misty light. So I hope that was helpful to you, and don't forget to check out the links in the description below if you're interested in taking a look at our two books, Landscapes in Watercolour and Flowers in Watercolour. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to all our wonderful supporters on Patreon and to everybody that buys our books. We couldn't run this free-to-view channel here on YouTube without you. I'll see you again soon. Take care and happy painting. Bye.